Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Harrison Ford hints at possible return after 1923 final, I'm Still Alive. Harrison Ford loved the way the Yellowstone prequel series 1923 ended its second and final season. Ford, who played Patriarch Jacob Dutton opposite Helen Mirren's Kara, praised the script and the storytelling during a recent FYC event in Los Angeles. The ending of Season 2 seemingly set up the next prequel, 1944. Does this mean Ford's time in Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone universe is now over? Will he ever return? During the FYC event on May 4th, Ford told The Hollywood Reporter that he thought the Season 2 finale of 1923 was fantastic. I thought it was very tight storytelling, and I was absolutely delighted with it. It's probably the densest script and work that I've had a chance to work on in a long time, Ford explained. Mirren said jokingly that she was convinced that I was going to die, so I was quite surprised I was still alive at the end of the show. Season 2 ended with Ford and Mirren's characters surviving, as Alex, Julia Schlapfer, gives birth to her and Spencer Dutton's Brandon Sklenar baby named John. After finally making it to Montana, Alex dies after giving birth to the baby that could be the direct family link to John Dutton IEA, played by Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Mirren noted that she loved the fact that the future of Yellowstone was left in this tiny baby in the arms of two older people, grandparents' age. She called the final scene of the Season 2 finale that featured her cradling baby John a very interesting concept. But does this mean her and Ford's time in the Yellowstone universe has come to an end? I'm still alive, Ford joked of his character Jacob Dutton before adding that he would be interested in coming back if Sheridan asks nice. I have no idea what his plans are, Ford said. While speaking of her final scene, Mirren noted that Sheridan's next Yellowstone prequel project will be 1944. She believes that seeing the next generation of Duttons will be interesting. Neither Sheridan nor Paramount has officially stated that 1923 is over, but it seems likely that the next part of the Dutton story will be told in 1944, with a nearly 20-year time jump. That will make baby John, or John 2, the focus of the next prequel. But Ford and Mirren could possibly appear in flashbacks. Both of their characters would be nearly 100 in 1944, so it doesn't seem likely they would show up in the next prequel unless it was via flashback and not the main storyline. Sklenar has said he would be happy to return as Spencer, as a father who is running the family ranch. Schlapfer would also like to come back in 1944 as a ghost. 1923 is now streaming on Paramount+. Tell us, would you like to see Harrison Ford return to the Yellowstone universe? Let us know in the comments morning below. In Los Angeles when Harrison Ford steps onto the studio stage, the lines of time etched deeply into his face like the ridges of the Rockies, his 1923 character Jacob Dutton calls home. Wearing a weathered leather jacket that wouldn't be out of place on Indiana Jones himself, Ford seems relaxed, yet there's a twinkle in his eye, the kind that has, for nearly 6 decades, spelled trouble, charm, and something a little more than ordinary. Yeah, he says, brushing off the finality suggested by 1923's season finale. I'm still alive. The room erupts in nervous laughter, but Ford's smile lingers just long enough to make you wonder, is Jacob Dutton really done? The Dutton legacy never rests. When Taylor Sheridan first unveiled 1923, it was pitched as the gritty, often violent saga that would fill the gap between 1883 and Yellowstone. Starring Ford and Helen Mirren as Jacob and Kara Dutton, the show quickly became a cornerstone of the ever-expanding Dutton universe. But as 1923's Season 2 finale aired last month, complete with loss, legacy, and a beautifully ambiguous ending, fans were left asking, is this really the end? Ford's appearance on The Late Show this week may have just given them hope. "I've always said, as long as the story is good, I'm open," Ford told host Stephen Colbert. "Jacob's got a lot of scars, but he's still kicking." He grinned, paused for dramatic effect, and added, "And so am I." A role that became personal. For Ford, 82, 1923 was never just another role. In interviews over the past 2 years, he's spoken about how Jacob Dutton allowed him to explore themes he rarely gets to touch in blockbuster cinema: generational pain, aging masculinity, and the burdens of leadership in a crumbling world. "I liked that Jacob wasn't a hero in the traditional sense," Ford said in a behind-the-scenes featurette. "He's a protector, a survivor. He doesn't always do the right thing, but he does what he believes is necessary. And that kind of moral ambiguity, it's a gift for an actor." Ford's connection to the American West runs deep. Though born in Chicago, he's long found solace in the wide skies and open ranges of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. He owns a ranch in Jackson, Wyoming, and has often compared flying his plane through the Tetons to slipping into an old familiar story. Playing Jacob, he once remarked, felt like home. A return to frontier storytelling. Taylor Sheridan, the architect of the Yellowstone universe, is famously tight-lipped. But those close to the production say conversations about the Duttons' future, past, present, and possibly even alternate, are far from over. "There are more stories to tell," teased a Paramount Plus executive at the 1923 wrap party last month, "and I wouldn't count anyone out just yet." Sheridan himself hinted last fall that 1923 may end, but the era doesn't. Whether this means a spin-off, a time jump, or a Dutton family film remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: if Harrison Ford is willing, doors will open. Ford's commitment elevated 1923 to something truly special, said co-star Brandon Sklenar, who plays Spencer Dutton. "He brought a weight to Jacob that grounded the whole show. If he's open to coming back, that's gold." How Ford changed the game. What Ford accomplished with 1923 can't be overstated. It's not often that an octogenarian actor headlines a gritty, emotionally intense drama set against the backdrop of the Depression-era American West, and turns it into a global hit. In doing so, he joined a very short list of actors who managed to reinvent themselves late in life. Think Anthony Hopkins in The Father, or Clint Eastwood's late-career directorial resurgence. But Ford did it while also reprising two of the most iconic characters in cinema: Indiana Jones in Dial of Destiny and Rick Deckard in Blade Runner 2049. And yet, 1923 felt more personal. There were no snakes, no space battles, no ancient artifacts. Just a man, his land, and the brutal math of survival. "I think people were surprised to see Harrison Ford in a cowboy hat again," said cultural critic Mallory Wyatt. "But the truth is, he never really left the frontier." Whether it was Han Solo blazing through asteroid fields or Indy riding horseback through the desert, Ford has always played men shaped by vast, untamable spaces. 1923 just stripped away the fantasy and gave us the raw grit. "I'm still alive, and still vital," Ford's comment, half joke, half manifesto, has become something of a meme in recent days. On TikTok, fans remix "I'm Still Alive" over clips of Jacob Dutton getting shot, thrown from horses, and facing down corrupt politicians. The tagline has become a kind of rallying cry: don't count the old cowboy out just yet. And maybe that's the real story here. Ford isn't just still alive. He's vital, engaged, and, by all accounts, still deeply curious about the craft of storytelling.